All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Been a little minute, and we're going to do a fancy serial number look, a market look up here from the last 24 ish hours. Yeah, a lot of these notes are highly collectible. They're being sold, traded on the secondary market, on Facebook, a lot of other places. Of course, we're going to look at eBay specifically here for some of these notes. Again, a lot of these are found on your paper money. There are certain patterns of numbers that people look for: low serial numbers, ladders, solids, seven of a kind, six of a kinds, radars, palindromes, same thing, I guess. And it's a part of numismatics that's starting to blow up. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what has sold in the marketplace, and decide if maybe you want to give this a try. Obviously you gotta go to the bank and grab up these bills. So that's the best way to do it. You're playing with house money. That's a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and start things off here with a 2013 $1 bill. This one is a three-digit low serial number, which is pretty low, and it's a star note. It even said trinary in the listing title, which might be a little unnecessary, but it's another keyword that you could add into your listings. So this one went uncontested with $50 sale. They didn't do any best offer in there at all. Here's a little bit of a look at the note, and you're going to see that it's 380. All right, and your star. So any fancy serial number combined with a star generally is pretty good news. You're going to realize anywhere from 10 to 30% higher realized prices for fancies with stars. So that's pretty good news. And the note is in really good shape. And I'm also digging the Lego type background on there. All right, looks like they got it all squared away. Condition overall is, it's all right. It's VF quality, kind of like your run of the mill condition paper. But even in this condition, very very sought after. When they get lower than this, then you really see the market affected lower for these type of notes. So pretty good way to kick things off here. Here is a pretty nice example of a 2006 $1 bill featuring what we call a super repeater. And that's two numbers repeated over four times on the serial number. So we have 30 repeated times 4 on the note. This is, again, kind of like your top tier type of fancy serial number to collect. These are quite scarce, but if you did find one, congratulations. These are a ripper on the secondary market. Sold 5 cents shy of a C note. All right, so there's a little bit of a close up of the number. This one is more rough than I'm sure a lot of people want. I saw the sale price. I'm like, it could have sold for more. And then you look at the condition, that's all justified. This one right here, no doubt about it, I would say is in that fine 12, fine 15 kind of grade range, where it gets to the point where, collectors are going to dock points off of notes like this that have less than desirable paper quality, more folds than they need, things like that. Still, I wouldn't throw it back for the world. Here is a 2009 $1 bill. This is a super radar is what it's called. It doesn't say, it just says radar, but a super radar is you have single bookends of any one number, so 2 sixes on this one, and then all the numbers in the middle are the same. So you have 6 in a row of 3s. This one sold for $50, 25 bids. It's worth mentioning that this one does have some handwriting on there. Someone wrote in 815, which is unfortunate. This is, again, one of your top tier fancy serial number types. Traditionally, these sell for $100 or more, but because there was writing on there, that does hurt the condition further. This one is not the prettiest. It's got a weird stain on the reverse. It's a net graded fine, I don't think it would be VG, even with the annotative writing on there. But still, a pretty decent sale. The question remains is like, is this a keeper to you, or would you rather sell it and make some money? And, sometimes depending on grade, it's better or best to just go ahead and sell it and then do something else with the money, buy another collectible, what have you. Here's a $10 bill, 2013 style. This one sold for, again, uncontested for $49.99. No best offer. This one is a binary. Binaries are any two numbers that are kind of like mixed or jumbled on the serial number. So ones and eights is what we're looking at here. The note is, again, not the best looking. Could be, I don't know, like a VF20. It's got a marker kind of stained at the bottom margin. That's a teller kind of like checkup on there to make sure the notes are legit while they're in the pack. So again, $50 here. The higher the denomination, you want to make sure that you get as much money as you can from it, because the $10 face value is your cost of ownership for the note. It's always better to have ones, twos, and fives, at the end of the day. I had someone say, well, it's not a $100 bill, therefore it's not worth nearly as much. I'm like, well, sure, but, a $100 bill does not guarantee the most potential for the note in relation to its face value. All right. Next one that we have here is a trinary, and it's a flipper. Now, it's sold for $10, which is kind of, it's okay. It may seem a little bit on the low side. So the only numbers that qualify as flippers are 0, 6s, and 9s. The number 6 or 9, when you turn it upside down, actually reads a 6 or a 9. It's the only type style where you can flip it upside down. It would read the same way, or it would read correctly as it would be on the serial number. So this one here featuring 0s, 6s, and 9s is a pretty nice find. I've seen other examples, that are a little bit better than this, selling for that $20 to $30 range. Again, I wouldn't throw this back, not when you could get 10 times face value for it. It's always a good bet to just hang on to these. Here's our first, radar note. This is a 2017 $1 bill. This features 4 different numbers. It's not the greatest looking radar because you have a lot of numbers, and this is the type that normally a lot of people would overlook if you're not paying attention. So the first 4 numbers of the serial number mirrors after that 4th number in reverse. So 8195, 5918. This one sold for $17.50. 10 bids all together, and this one is actually a very nice looking piece. Looks to be crispy, crackling fresh, uncirculated. All right, so radars are typically more common than a lot of the other fancies. Here's a 4-digit repeater. They also mention a trinary, which is any 3 numbers. So it's 7273, 7273. And you might even stretch and say that's kind of like a step-up repeater because it's 7273. But a step-up is going to be all 4 numbers or 4 sets of pairs of numbers. Pretty good sale. This one ended at $34 with 3 bids. So there was definitely a few folks paying attention to this one in the marketplace. And overall, pretty nice sale. This is one of the best performing sales here in the last day or two. Here is an almost. And so you got to give them a little bit of a consolation prize here. So the seller had mentioned super ladder fancy serial number $1 bill, and it starts out good. It's a ascending ladder 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Unfortunately, you don't have 7, 8 to finish up the bill. It ends in 3, 9. All right. You can't win them all, but it's like 40 digits away from absolute bliss. So $25 was the sale price on this one. For context's sake, if you had a full 8-digit ladder, 1 through 8, this note would be worth about $1,000 or higher. And then, of course, grade plays a huge factor here. This one is like a fine, nothing too crazy. It's a little bit raggedy for a lot of people's taste, but heck, I'll take $25 for that any day of the week if it were mine and I sold it. No problem there. We haven't featured a whole lot of other notes, older notes, like this legal tender red seal here from 1953, which is a trinary. It begins with a 0, but it has 3s and 1s mixed in there. It's very attractive. Actually, this one's a cool note. 26 bids accumulated for $58.59. Again, look at like silver certificates, legal tender notes. You can find birthday notes, things like this, binaries, trinaries, and the like. And people usually do well on these. Again, we don't see them featured too much. This particular note, I would say, is a technical VF25, VF30, which is totally fine for a collector. Here is a 6 in a row ones from Ronald J.H., who's one of the big sellers of fancies here on the platform. $37.99, 17 bids. It's a 2006 $1 bill. So when you have that many numbers in a row, all the same solid digit, at least 6 of a kind or 6 in a row, that's something pretty special. So, this one right here is, again, another crackling fresh, crisp, uncirculated note, and a really good sale. Ronald also had this binary, which are 7s and 9s. Nothing too crazy. Again, this is one of your more common types of fancy serial numbers. $13.38 with 9 bids. This is a 2013 $1 bill. And you'll see that this one is pretty rough. This one, I would say, fine 12, fine 15. Much like a few of the other ones that we've seen here this week. Here's also a $2 bill. This is actually our first birthday note, and quite the big one. Usually we see these birthday notes sell in that $20 to $30 range. This particular one sold for $65. This is the only type of fancy, ladies and gentlemen, that I could say without a shadow of a doubt that you need to put up as a buy it now listing, because this particular setup of date on the serial number is only meant for a few people out there that see the importance of that date. Maybe it's a loved one that was born, or the passing of another loved one, or something historical in that regards. So this one right here on the $2 bill reads April 8th, 1980. So you got 2 digits for the month, 2 digits for the date, 4 digits for the year, and that's how it's oriented correctly for our side of the world, the Western world. If you go to like Great Britain and that side of the world, it starts out with the year and then the month and day. So that's not wrong either. You could certainly sell it as like that too, and still do just as well. Here's another birthday note on a 2013 $1 bill. And another buy it now scoop. And I'm telling you, buy it now listings is the right call here for these. $26.12. And this one has February 23rd, 1986. All right, so this person here is soon going to be, 38 years old here in about a month. So, that's pretty cool. That's, again, a really nice note. This one does have some folds in there. Probably a low NVF, 20-ish grade. Yeah, but overall, pretty decent. Nice little collectible for a loved one. Here is a pair of notes with the same serial number. It's got 6 in a row 6s and 30. They're just different blocks. So you're bidding on 2 bills. One is a KA block, the other is an EE block. This pair here is sold for $51. 3 bids. They're both 2013 bills. There you go. Pretty nice. Anytime you can find matching serial numbers, regardless of the letters that are in the front or back of the serial number, I mean, that's pretty cool. And glad to see something like this on here. Here's another radar, this time on again, a dollar bill. This one is a nice worn weathered piece. This one sold for a penny shy of 20 bucks. And there you go, 9259-9529 is how it reads. VF25 grade, somewhere around there, 20 bucks for that one. Here is a 7 of a kind fives on this dollar bill. This one is a 2017. And it sold for $84. Nice sale here, 41 bids. This one is pretty well worn. Again, another VF note. You can see the serial number having predominantly all fives. It was one digit away from being, again, a really superb, what they call solid serial number, where it's all the same digit on there. All right, so there you go. Yeah, VF25 grade. I would peg on that one. Here's a phenomenal low serial number. So when you get to 2 digits, this is where things kind of get carried away. This is a $20 bill, actually. So, yeah, pretty cool. This one here is sold for $203.50 with 7 bids. Again, when we look up close here on this note, you can see that it does have condition issues. It's got a margin split at the very bottom. Looks like there's one up top as well, right above Andrew Jackson's head. And it has like a Teller ink kind of like marker block on there on the top margin. So it's not the perfect note, but heck, $200, I will take that all day long for something like this. I'm kind of a perfectionist, so I like notes that are, near pristine, or anything AU and higher is my wheelhouse. And a lot of other collectors are like that too. But there's this kind of like other subset of collectors that really don't care about the condition in that way. Here's another low-digit serial number. This one is actually quite crazy. It's a dollar bill, 2017. It is pretty worn. It's a rough-looking note. It's a kind of like a low-end fine 12. $600 is what this one sold for. So compared to a $20 bill, this one actually is quite the overachiever here on eBay this week. $600 there. Again, you can see the condition without me getting too close. It's got, folds and wrinkles and all that great stuff on there. And we did come away with a few listings that best offers were accepted, and we're going to use 130 point to determine how much these sold for. So here's another 7 of a kind sixes with 17 in there. And then we're going to simply copy and paste this into 130 point, which is the listing title for that. Go to search eBay sales. Do a quick little paste right there and then hit submit. So we got to take out some of the special characters, like the plus symbol needs to go. Everything else looks to be in order. Let's try that again. Nope. Okay, let's get rid of the dash. Try it again. Nope. Let's get rid of the dollar bill. Try it again. And it looks like we're in good shape here. No, guess not. Let's do this. We're going to go ahead and just refresh this page. Huh. Crazy. Crazy sauce. I haven't seen it do this in a while. Nope. So I guess we're not going to get the information on this particular note. So what we do know is that $79.99 was the asking price based off of the other one that we did sell. It probably sold for about $50 to $60. So this one right here, condition-wise, VF20. It's not pretty. It's not the prettiest note, but it works. And finally, we have one more 7 of a kind, this time with 5s in there, and 1 7 right in the middle. Near solid on this $2009 bill. We're going to try this one more time to see if we could generate some sort of sold result on 130 point. There you go. It actually worked. $81. So they only asked for $8 off on that one. Which is pretty good. That's a good sale there for that one compared to what we've seen on some of the other ones. And there you go. That's, again, another fine 12. Not the prettiest looking note, but, it's a good sale nonetheless. So, yeah, that does it for the fancy serial number market report here this week. I do at least one of these a week, the best I can. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend, and I wish you guys the best in all of your hunting endeavors. I'm telling you, this is a great way to kind of fill in that gap of the hobby if you're kind of tired of coin roll hunting and you would do something else that has maybe a little bit more kind of like beneficial returns and things like that. Searching through paper money for these fancy serial numbers, probably not a bad idea. So I'm your host, Sean, with Blue Ridge Silverhound. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Have a great week, and I will see you on the next coin or currency video. So long.